Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of Mr. Tayto. Hopefully you've got this far and your drawing is looking good. And then I'm just going to lighten up the line on the left hand side where the edge of Mr. Tayto's head is. I'm just darkening up the mouth, revisiting areas. Then this corner of his face is going to be a darker shade also. So I've taken my 8B pencil, but I'm using it very lightly. I've got it tilted very lowly towards the page, just to add in those, just to add in a slightly darker shade, really. So now I've moved on to the waistcoat, the left hand side, and again we're going to bring it in over his face ever so slightly. I'm just getting these lines established, one line at a time, just to make the next line a little bit easier. So we can work on the pocket now. Comes down, it's got a sharp curve or a sharp point. It's almost like two upside down V's. And then we've got our button there on the top. And then we can work on his tie. I'm just getting the little collar shape in first, and then we can work these shapes in and just see how there's kind of there's like little white spaces on either side, so make sure you leave them reasonably even. It will just give you a better indication of the tie being in the middle. Just sketching in the little chin area, just leaving that little white space there. I'm just lightly using my mechanical pencil, touching up parts of the nose and parts of the other shadows there on the eyebrows and stuff. And then we have these little stripes that cut across the tie in a diagonal direction. So a lot of the rest of this video now I'll just be kind of repeating myself, so it's basically the same thing. I'm just looking back and forth from my reference photo and just taking my time, sketching in the little sections, and then going in with a light shade and then moving up to a darker shade then. So again, I'm just on this harness, I'm sketching the buckles. My button was slightly too high, so I erased it out and I moved it down very slightly. And I'm just adding some crosshatch shading. And then see again how I'm lining up the waistcoat. I'm doing little practice lines through the harness to continue the line on down and make sure it lines up properly. And then these are just the little sections of the buckles now that are attached to the harness. And then just another little note is the majority of Mr. Tayto's harness is um, a darker shade to the rest of his kind of jacket, apart from just below the thigh, the buttons and the little shadow cast from the waistcoat. They're similar value to, or similar shade to the harness. I've done the majority of the harness with an 8B pencil, 6B, that kind of shade. So when you're doing the drawing, just make sure the harness is a darker shade than the rest of the jacket. So I've just moved on to the shoe now. I'm sketching in this little bottom part of the sole. It's like a very thin, long, rectangular shape. So that long shape is going to be darker than um, it's going to be darker than the rest of the shoe. Apart from the top of the shoe where it meets the trouser. That's also the same shade. And again, I've just marked in where my highlights are going to go, and I'm going to leave them negative and not go near them. I'm just going to shade around them. And I'm just making them a little bit bigger with my netted eraser. And then just with these stripes here on the trouser, just a note that they kind of curve around. So when you're drawing these in, don't draw them straight up. Make sure they have a little curve. And then I've just added more little cross-hatch lines to the trouser leg. And then just between the two stripes on the right side is going to have some darker shading. I'll just fill that in there. Now I'm just sketching in the fingers on this final part of the drawing. Just these are, again, they're quite tricky. You see me erasing out sometimes. And I'm just going to try and get the thumb established in here. Make sure I get the right direction. I just make it a little bit thicker again here with my eraser. Same with the biggest finger there. The other ones are kind of behind that finger. So they're going to be smaller. And then we have this little bit of hand in between the thumb and the finger. You have a nice little crease there. Then just on the underside of his sleeve is going to be darker. And same with the thumb here. We've got a nice little. There's a bit of shading that goes across the tip of the thumb. And I'm just lightly sketching in the shades here, just around the knuckles and around the thumb area. All done with my mechanical pencil. You can do the same thing with a B or HB pencil or F pencil once they're nice and sharp. So we're almost done, guys. Just going to finish off this sleeve here. I'm just going to take my darker pencil now and add some more value. So yeah, that will be more or less it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video lesson. I hope your drawings turned out nice. Mr. Tayto is definitely a very tricky subject to draw. It's by no means easy. And then just make sure you erase out the squares and diamonds at the end. Alright, thanks guys. I'll see you next time.